Did it get to a point that you thought Turner couldn't miss?
Yeah, that was crazy what he was doing out there. I never played against something like that before.
What happened to you guys today? It seemed like, you guys were playing hard, but it didn't come together.
We just had some discipline lapses, and when it got down to gut check time, we just didn't step up all the way.
Coach talked about the team's failure to respond to runs. What were your thoughts on that?
That's what I mean. When it's gut check time, when they go on a little run, we have to, what he calls, stop the bleeding, and we just didn't do that today.
Especially frustrating to waste an effort like Nerlens had today. I mean, he was all over the place, probably the game of his career, and yet you look at the scoreboard and he was spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, the score was it was closer than that. It just, they started scoring at the end, like easy buckets. But, I mean, it was just the point where we were up by 4 with only 3 minutes to go, and that's when we got to, be disciplined and make the right decisions.
What was it like with you guys on the court trying to stop Elston? What was the conversation like about how to stop him, or can we stop him, or whatever?
I mean, we had talked about him, for a couple of days now. And Coach was telling us if he's driving right, that means he's going to pull up. If he's going left, he's going to step back. And if he's facing up, he's going to try to do a crossover. But he's never going to go to the hole, so we need to put pressure on him. But he was just knocking down shots today. I don't believe he went to the hole once, so we just didn't do what we were supposed to do.
Cal said at one point after a big play and a timeout, Nerlens was kind of going crazy, screaming, cheering, and he turned to Alex and said, do that. Do more guys on this team need to sort of take their cues from the way that Nerlens is playing the game right now?
I mean, I know I was playing with energy, Archie was playing with energy, Nerlens was playing with energy. Just the guys that didn't have as much energy as us or as Nerlens, they just have to buy into it. And, we all got to have that type of energy.
Is it frustrating when you see guys that don't have the energy that some of you guys have?
It's frustrating, but Coach always says you just have to accept who you are right now and know that you have to change that.
Ryan, what difference does it make, Ryan, that Elston's a senior who's been around and it was freshmen that were guarding him?
I don't know. It's basketball to me. You got to have that determination to wanting to get a stop. And, none of us did that today.
Ryan, is it too early for people to start worrying about you guys just making the NCAA tournament?
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be a problem. We still have a lot of time, and we still have a lot of games. And Coach is going to figure this out, and, we just have to buy into what he's talking about.
Along those lines, how would you describe the attitude and the confidence level of the team, and what's your prediction for how they're going to come out maybe Tuesday against Tennessee?
You just got to have short-term memory. Don't worry about this game and just, get prepared for the next game.
Have you ever seen a game turn so dramatically? I would imagine with 4.5 minutes to go, you probably felt pretty good about the effort and the way you guys have played to fight back and get into it a couple different times. The energy in the building was really good, and then it just was so sudden.
Yeah, we just started cheating, trying to get steals and leaving our feet, and they just capitalized on it.
Why, Ryan? Why didn't you guys stay disciplined and just play, conservative, stay in front of the guy defensive?
Maybe they were, just was a little excited that we were up and we were making a run, and they, they just wanted to make that big play, but you can't do that.
Ryan, how did you think you played?
I didn't come out with enough energy in the first half, but in the second half, I thought I played well and doing things that the team needed me to do. Like Coach says, even though I missed some of those shots, as long as I get it on the rim, our guys could go rebound it and, put it back in. So that's what he wanted me to do, take those shots. And I made some and I missed some.
What do you think of the idea that you guys played fairly well, but just Elston Turner just...
Yeah, if he would have scored 20, well, we would have won by like 15 points. You know, he just had 40 points tonight, and we just can't let that happen.
Ryan, what does this do to the team's confidence? Anything?
I hope it doesn't mess with anybody's confidence, because we've been working so hard. We just, like I said, got to go out and be prepared for the next game.
Where is the confidence, do you think? How do you judge it? The overall team confidence? Early loss Thursday and then now this.
I don't know. We just got to keep guys' morale up in the next practice and just be focused for the next game.
What kind of message did you get from Coach Calipari after the game?
We just some more guys need to buy into the system, and we just need to make changes.
What sort of changes?
Just on who we're going to play and how we're going to play.
Archie called this one of the games you all can't afford to lose. Is NCAA tournament resume something you all are starting to think about at this point?
I'm not thinking about it. You know, we're always supposed to make it to the NCAA tournament. So we got to keep that attitude.
It kind of gets overshadowed in the last, but what kind of energy did Nerlens get out there with the line he put up there?
He was doing well today, and you know, me and him talked about it. We were real excited about the game. So this game turned out the way we wanted it to.
You don't
How
want
about
to.
Alex, Ryan? I mean, coach seems like he's on him, and yet Alex is not giving him that type of energy and zeal that coach wants. Why do you think that is? Where's Alex at this point? Do you think?
He's working hard to make the change. The change isn't just going to happen overnight. So I know Alex is just going to keep on working hard until, you know, the change is obvious to everybody.
You don't want to make comparisons with last year's team, but you were around that team last year. Is there a different mentality between the two teams, or the way they go about things, or?
Y'all got to remember the last year's team. They had Darius, who was a senior, Deron and Terrence, who had played here 1 year already. You know, they just had those type of guys on the team, Eloy and all of that. So they had